I wasn't very popular growing up. The only time that I was relatively loved was in 8th grade when my entire class decided that I look exactly like the cross-eyed squirrel from the movie Ice Age. So every single day at lunch for a whole fucking year, all the popular girls would be like, "Oh my god, hi Allie, do the Ice Age squirrel, do it." And I'd be like, "Hey Vanessa." Thank you. He was clapping.
I'm trying to be more progressive. I'm trying to learn from my gay daughter. She said, "Mom, sometimes I like girls, and sometimes I like boys, and sometimes I like girls that are boys, and sometimes I like boys that are girls, and sometimes I like people that aren't boys or girls." And I said, "Stop. I am trying to be supportive, but you sound like a whore."
There's movies I just can't get into. My daughter, she's 16, and I adore her. She's my baby girl. I'm blessed to be her father. But she watches dumb shit. She watches like Grey's Anatomy. Anybody watch Grey's Anatomy? Don't do that. Don't do that. No. That's the dumbest show I've ever heard of in my life. I tried watching it with her. I tried to be a good dad. I said, "Come on, put this shit on. Let's watch it." There's 20 seasons of this shit. They are hour long without commercials on Netflix. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's how we call it in Puerto Rico, Netflix. On Netflix. I said, what? I'm not, and it's the worst hospital in the world. If you've seen the show, it's horrible. I don't know how this hospital's still open after 20 years. Mira, hospitals in the south side of Chicago are better than this shit. It's horrible. I tried to watch it. This guy, he went in for a prostate exam. He's like, "Oh, for a routine prostate." And I was like, "I'm gonna go get popcorn." And I came back, I was like, "What happened?" She was like, "He died." I was like, "What the fuck?"
I found out recently that the myth of hunters and gatherers is not true. Like the idea that like men were hunters, women were gatherers. That's actually not true. Hunting was kind of a gender neutral sport. And you think they found new evidence? They didn't. They just went back to old evidence. But the 70s were so sexist that they'd find a woman with like a spear in her grave and they're like, "This is just a really long spatula." I don't mind men thinking of themselves as hunters, but what bothers me is that they don't seem to think of themselves as gatherers, right? I feel like men are like, "I can't find anything. I was a hunter." You know? "I can't find the milk in the fridge. I'm a hunter." You know? "I can't find the clit on the body. I'm a hunter."
But the good thing about New York City is I've dated a lot of different types of guys, you know? Like I've dated a lot of different ethnicities. I think that's healthy. Like I think it's good for perspective, you know? Because like white guys are fun. Just because they get so amped. They're very excitable. Like I remember the first time I took off my shirt in front of a white guy. As soon as I got it off, he was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" Holy smokes! I kind of want to take a picture to show the bros. With your permission! With your permission! I just kind of want to show the bros. And you know, I don't know any black guys that say "holy smokes." It's just culturally not a thing we do. That's just a joke. I don't want y'all thinking I date white men. These are...
You guys seem cool, so I'll go ahead and let you in on this. I am bisexual. I like hanging out with the bros because I'm the only queer person that they talk to, so they ask me all the questions. One that I get a lot is, "When did you know?" Which is said with this fear in their eyes that they're going to wake up gay. You know? When did you figure that out, man? I tell them, like, I think it's the same as it is for anybody, you know? Like 12, 13 hours after I took the vaccine.
What's that? Your business? What's your business? You do tours around the city in the air? Tell us more! I'm only 5 feet away from you. You don't need to yell. She's doing this to me like we're on a plane fucking, she's showing me shit.
Right down there is the house that Michael Jordan built.
It's Home Alone. What's that? Home Alone? What we're talking about? What's Home Alone? The house? I know, but where did we get to that? How I apparently passed out halfway through this fucking conversation, and then I woke up, and you guys are like, Home Alone, the movie. We're all going to it afterwards. Do you want to come over? We're going to watch Home Alone, the movie. And I didn't know. Apparently, I had some sort of seizure and just woke up in the middle of my show. And, why do we talk about Home Alone house? Do you guys that tour from the air? Yeah, you don't show that house from the air because they look all the same from above.
Black roof, black roof, black roof, black roof.
You guys ever heard about fetishizing race? Here's how I can best explain it to you. You know how it is racist to not sleep with someone because they're a specific race or ethnicity? Well, guess what is also racist? Sleeping with somebody solely because they're a specific race or ethnicity. Like, I had a friend, she was trying to explain this to me. She's like, Isaiah, that'd be like if a girl wanted to sleep with you because you're a big black guy and you like to go to the gym. And I was like, well, that's why I like to go to the gym. I'm a single man. I put on some pounds, kind of want to trim up for the ladies. She's like, no, she wants to have sex with you for things that don't have anything to do with you as an individual, but it perpetrates stereotypes about black men. Like, she wants to sleep with you because it'll disappoint her father, or she wants to sleep with you because she thinks you'll have a huge dick. I was like, well, if she wants to sleep with me because she thinks I'll have a huge dick, then her and her father will be disappointed.
I think what kills me about Chicago's murder rate is that we're number one in murders, like total murders. Per capita, we're like 19th. But for total murders, we lead the league. And we also we just passed LA this past year. We're number one for worst traffic. You can't have both of those. Because all that tells me is that we're killing the wrong people. You know what I mean? Who needs to get shot in the head to open up some lanes, right? Every time I watch the local news and they're like, man, killed on a city bus, I'm like, damn it, he's not part of the problem, right? Fuck.
I fucking hate my day job, mainly because I work with kids and I fucking hate kids. You know what I mean? Like, fuck kids, fuck them. Not like the way that you said it. You were like, yeah. Like, that was... Nobody got a creep back there. I fucking hate kids, man. At my school, I was a dean at a middle school. It's my very first day, right? Kids is mean as fuck to me. I was a dean in Inglewood. And these kids walk, like, it's an assembly, right? It's all the kids in one space. They're like, welcome your new dean, Mr. Ken. And I walk into the gymnasium, and all the kids start chanting, Dean Mr. Clean. Dean Mr. Clean. And I was like, fuck y'all, you're not gonna punk me on my first day. It's like, how that's funny, how I'm bald, but I'm black. And then one little girl stands up in the back of the room, and she starts chanting, Dean Little Bill. It's like, you, that's why your mom sucked for food stamps, bitch.
I was spending time with my mom in Ohio, and my mom, she's a foster parent now, and that's cool. I love the foster kids. It's just that sometimes I get jealous of the foster kids. Yeah. I do, because I went home, check this shit out. She is buying the foster kids name brand food, y'all. And I'm her own flesh and blood son. I did not get name brand food growing up, all right? I opened the cabinet, I saw Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I said, Cinnamon Toast Crunch? What the fuck happened to brown sugar square nibbles, huh, Mom? They're not selling that shit no more. My cereal ain't come in no cute box. It came in a Ziploc bag that said breakfast on it, okay?
But it's fun to think about, right? Like, oh, if men got periods, what would it be like, you know? Like, obviously, you know, they get the week off from work, right? You know, you can get an abortion out of Walgreens, easy, right? No big deal. But I think the thing we don't talk about when we talk about if men got periods is what the hygiene situation would be. Yeah. Because I think if a man got a period, he'd get up from a chair and be like, oh, you can just wipe that off. That's nothing. Don't worry about that.
It's funny how time worked. You know what I mean? Like last year, I wasn't doing shit like this. Last year, I was working at a prison. Yeah. And on my birthday. Yeah. I told one of the prisoners, I was like, hey, you know it's my birthday today, right? He was like, oh, I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm in prison. I was like, damn, bro. Okay. I'm sorry. I used to try to help them out. I gave one of them a fake nude picture of Nicki Minaj. Just trying to be helpful. I was like, you need this more than I do. He's like, I don't want this shit. He's like, I want a picture of Ella Fitzgerald. I said, Ella Fitzgerald, nigga, how long have you been in jail, bro? Sitting here watching porn like this and shit. You got that kaleidoscope porn.
Chicago people talk like Wisconsin people, but you guys sound like you have a sinus infection. Like in Wisconsin, we're like, oh yeah, you want some hot dogs? And you guys are like, hot dogs. I love it here, man. Chicago, murder. Yeah, oh my God. Come for the win, stay for the gunshots. Even your flag, those stars look like bullet holes, you know? Oh, too real. Okay. You laughed at murder, you laughed at gunshots, and you're like, do not mess with our flag. We're very proud. This is the only city that you go to where people wear the Chicago stuff. Did you guys know that? Like in New York, if you wore a shirt that said New York, you'd be like, oh, that's a tourist, mug him.